The Flower, a Norman Scripture, a translation of the Avatamsaka Sutra by Thomas Cleary. Homage to all past, future, and present Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Pachika Buddhas, and Shravakas. Book 1. The Wonderful Adornments of the Leaders of the Worlds. Furthermore, the Gandharva king sustaining the nation found the door of liberation of independent techniques for saving all sentient beings. The Gandharva king Tree Light found the door of liberation of seeing the array of all virtues. The Gandharva king Clear Eyes found the door of liberation, cutting off forever the grief and suffering of all sentient beings, producing a treasury of joy. The Gandharva king Flower Crown found the door of liberation, forever cutting off the confusion of all sentient beings' erroneous views. The Gandharva king Universal Sound of Joyful Steps found the door of liberation, like clouds overspreading, shedding, and refreshing all sentient beings. The Gandharva king Joyously Moving Beautiful Eyes found the door of liberation, manifesting an enormous beautiful body, causing all to obtain peace and bliss. The Gandharva king Wondrous Sound, Lion Banner, found the door of liberation, scattering all famous jewels in all directions. The Gandharva king Universal Emanation of Jewel Light found the door of liberation, manifesting the pure body of all great joyous lights. The Gandharva king Diamond Tree Flower Banner found the door of liberation, causing all trees to richly flourish, causing all who see them to be delighted. The Gandharva king Universal Manifestation of Adornments found the door of liberation, skillfully entering into the sphere of all Buddhas and bestowing peace and happiness on all living beings. At that time, the Gandharva king sustaining the nation, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the hosts of Gandharvas and said in verse, "The innumerable doors to the realm of the Buddhas cannot be entered by any sentient beings. The Buddha is like the nature of space, pure. He opens the right path for all worlds. In each one of the Buddha's paws is an ocean of virtues all replete. All worlds are benefited and pleased by them. This is what Tree Light can see. The vast ocean of sorrow and suffering of the world, the Buddha can evaporate entirely. The Buddha, compassionate, has many techniques. Clear Eyes has deep understanding of this. The ocean of lands in the 10 directions is boundless. The Buddha illumines them all with the light of knowledge, causing them to wash away all wrong views. This is where Tree Flower enters. The Buddha, over countless eons in the past, cultivated great compassion and skilling means to pacify all the worlds. This path Universal Sound can enter. The Buddha body is pure. All like to see it. It can produce endless enjoyment in the world. As the causes and effects of liberation are successively fulfilled, Good Eyes skillfully demonstrates this. Sentient beings are confused. All is going in circles. Their barriers of ignorance are most firm and dense. The Buddha expounds the great teaching for them. This Lion Banner is able to expound. The Buddha manifests everywhere a body of wondrous form, with innumerable differentiations equal to sentient beings, by various means enlightening the world. Wondrous Sound looks upon the Buddha this way. The infinite doors of knowledge and means, the Buddha opens all for sentient beings. To enter the true practice of supreme enlightenment, this diamond banner well observes. Within an instant, millions of aeons, the Buddha's power can show this with no effort, bestowing peace and comfort equally on all living beings. This is the liberation of pleasant adornment. Furthermore, the Kumbhanda king increased, found the door of liberation, of the power to eliminate all maliciousness. The Kumbhanda king, dragon king, found a door of liberation, cultivating a boundless ocean of practices. The Kumbhanda king, adornment, found a door of liberation, knowing what is pleasing to the minds of all sentient beings. The Kumbhanda king, beneficial action, found a door of liberation, of work perfecting pure radiance. The Kumbhanda king, fearsome, found the door of liberation, showing all sentient beings a safe path, free from fear. The Kumbhanda king, sublime adornment, found the door of liberation, evaporating the ocean of cravings of all sentient beings. The Kumbhanda king, high peak intellect, found the door of liberation, manifesting clouds of light in all realms of being. The Kumbhanda king, brave strong arms, found the door of liberation, shedding light everywhere, destroying mountain-like barriers. The Kumbhanda king, boundless pure flower eyes, found the door of liberation, revealing the treasury of non-regressing great compassion. The Kumbhanda king, enormous face, found the door of liberation, everywhere manifesting bodies transmigrating in the various states of being. At that time, the Kumbhanda king increased, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the assembled Kumbhandas and said in verse, perfecting the power of patience, the guide of the world, cultivated practice for the sake of beings for countless aeons, forever living the confusion of worldly pride. Therefore, his body is most majestically pure. In the past, the Buddha cultivated oceans of practices, edifying innumerable beings in all quarters, benefiting the living by all sorts of means. This liberation door Dragon King has found. The Buddha saved sentient beings with great knowledge, clearly understanding all of their minds, and taming them with various powers. Adornment banner, seeing this, gives rise to joy. Spiritual powers appear responsively, like reflections of a light. The wheel of teaching in reality is like space, being thus in the world for incalculable aeons. This is realized by the beneficent king. Sentient beings are blinded by ignorance, all is confused. The light of Buddha illumines the path of safety, to rescue them and cause suffering to be removed. Fearsome contemplates this teaching well, floating and sinking in the ocean of desire, full of all pains. The all-illumining light of wisdom annihilates this all, and having removed pain, then expounds the truth. This is the realization of splendid arrays. The Buddha body responds to all. None do not see it. With various techniques it teaches the living. Sound like thunder, showering the rain of truth. This teaching high intellect enters. The pure light is not shone in vain. Any who meet it, it will cause to dissolve heavy barriers. It expounds Buddha's virtues without any bounds. Grave alms can clarify this profound principle. To give peace and comfort to all sentient beings, he practiced great compassion for innumerable ages, removing all pains by various means. This is the vision of pure flower. Spiritual powers independent and inconceivable. That body appears throughout the 10 directions, yet nowhere does it come or go? This is what enormous face understands. Furthermore, the Naga king Virupaksha found the door of liberation, extinguishing all the burning pains of the state of Nagas. Shakra found the door of liberation, of instantaneously transforming his own Naga form and manifesting the forms of countless beings. The Naga king Cloud Sound Banner found the door of liberation, speaking the boundless ocean of Buddha names with a pure, clear voice in all realms of being. The Naga king Flaming Mouth found the door of liberation, showing the differences in arrangements of boundless Buddha worlds. The Naga king Cloud Banner found the door of liberation, showing all sentient beings the ocean of great joy and virtue. The Naga king Takshaka found the door of liberation, destroying all fears with the pure voice of salvation. The Naga king Boundless Steps found the door of liberation, showing the form bodies of all Buddhas and the succession of their aeons. The Naga king Pure Form found the door of liberation, producing the ocean of great delight and joy of all sentient beings. The Naga king Great Sound traveling everywhere found the door of liberation, manifesting the pleasing, unobstructed sound that is equal to all. The Naga king, no heat or torment, found the door of liberation, annihilating all the sufferings of the world with the cloud of great compassion that covers all. At that time, Naga king Virupaksha, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the hosts of Nagas and said in verse, "See how the Buddha's teaching is always thus. It helps and benefits all sentient beings. It can, by the power of great compassion and pity, rescue those who have fallen into fearful ways. The various differences of all sentient beings, the Buddha shows all on the tip of her hair. Filling the world with spiritual demonstrations, Chakra sees the Buddha this way. The Buddha, by means of unlimited spiritual power, tells of his names and epithets as many as all beings. He makes them all hear whichever they like. Thus can Cloud Sound understand. The beings of infinite boundless lands, the Buddha can make enter a single pore, while sitting at rest among those hosts. This is the vision of Flaming Mouth. The irascible minds of all sentient beings, their bondage and ignorance are deep as a sea. The Buddha compassionately removes it all. Flame Naga, observing this, can see it clearly. The virtuous powers of all sentient beings appear clearly in the Buddha's pores. Having shown this, he returns all to the ocean of blessings. This is the vision of High Cloud Banner. The pores of the Buddha's body radiate the light of wisdom. That light intones a sublime sound everywhere. All who hear it are free from worry and fear. Takshaka realizes this way. The lands, adornments, and succession of ages of all the Buddhas of all times appear as they are in the Buddha's body. Broad steps seize this spiritual power. I observed the Buddha's practice in the past, making offerings to the ocean of all Buddhas, increasing his joy with all of them. This is the entry of Naga Swift. The Buddha, by means of expedient sound adapted to time, expounds truth for the masses, making them rejoice. That sound is pure and sublime, enjoyed by all who hear. Going everywhere, hearing this joyfully awakens. Sentient beings are oppressed in all states of existence, whirled about by habitual delusion with no one to rescue them. The Buddha liberates them with great compassion. No heat or torment realizes this.